campaigns, whether it's paid traffic or just social media, and nothing seems to be working. Well, there's probably a reason for it because you haven't cracked the code on your conversion aspect of it. And I see this time and time again now as I'm working with businesses in an M&A perspective where we're trying to help them grow so we can take them across the line and have that exit experience, or actually taking them across the line and having that exit experience. And when I look behind these businesses, because I'll see the financials and I'll see the details around the business. And one of the things I see time and time again are people are not looking at the data accurately, but then more importantly, they just don't know where to look. And that's because they haven't set anything up appropriately. And that's a critical aspect. There's a famous saying out there that says, what gets measured gets managed. But if you're not measuring anything, you can't manage anything. And in the digital world, a lot of businesses are not either looking at the data, which is the worst thing, or if they are, they're still flying blind. And one of the key reasons for that is they're not using UTM tags. A lot of people are like, what's a UTM tag? And if you don't know what a UTM tag is, basically it is called an urchin tracking module. It's a UTM code is a snippet of text that can be added to the end of a URL to track metrics and performance of a specific digital marketing campaign, as it states there. You can actually track up to 5 parameters. You get the campaign, the source where it's coming from, what's called the medium, the content, the terms. Those are things that you can actually utilize with UTM tags. And if you set it up appropriately, whether you're using Google Analytics or any other tracking platform, that marketing activity on the front end, using a UTM tag that's set up appropriately, it will filter all the way through to your backend reports. So whether it's Google Analytics or it's some other platform, because there's other ones that are out there. Some of them are free, but some of them are paid. So it really is your choice on which platform you're using. But here's a great example. So there's a client I'm working with that we had some UTMs that were set up, and this is in the back end here. So in this specific example, they are running some paid traffic, but at the same time, you always got to be testing different things of testing different creative, testing different targeting of audiences. It's called an ad set in Facebook if you're using Facebook, or if you're using Google, you're using keywords. So you want to try to organize them as best you can, but you need to track all that stuff. And if you're not tracking it, or if you don't set up to track it appropriately, you're going to be flying blind and you're not going to be making effective decisions. So in this example here, you can see that there's 313 people coming from this specific ad campaign, which we're running a quiz right now. They've got an objective in there, and there's some audience information, and there's a creative information. But this is clearly telling us a story that this specific campaign objective, the audience that's being targeted, and a creative is actually generating a lot of clicks. Now, the sales aren't coming through yet, but we're in the testing phase. But at least we know that this creative is working, and this one is also working. You can see those are 2 video campaigns. Now, this one is an image. It's working okay, but it's not working as well as the other ones. But if I didn't have this data, I would have no idea what's going on. And it's really unfortunate that so many people don't take advantage of these simple tools. And another question I get all the time is, well, how the heck do I set this up? So depending upon the platform that you're using, if you're using paid traffic, links on your website, you should still be tracking it with UTM codes. Or if you have an email list, every campaign that goes out, you should be using UTM tags, because if the goal of an email is to get someone to reopen it, read it, and then click and do something. For the most part, sometimes you don't have that, but all likelihood, you're going to have some type of activity that you want them to go someplace. And you want to track that. So if you set up a UTM tag appropriately, you're going to be able to track that. Inside of Google, actually, they give you what's called the campaign URL builder. So what you do is you point in the website where your actual end destination is going to be, and you just input some of this stuff right here, and you'll see they even get examples of the source would be like a newsletter. The campaign medium would either be email, be a banner, it could be text on your website, or it could be paid traffic. The campaign name may be like a spring sale, like it says here. If you happen to be doing paid keywords, you can put in the terms here. And if you've got content, again, just to differentiate themselves from ads. So once you put that information in and just scroll down here, this will spit out the actual information for you. And then all you end up doing is copying and pasting that into your front-end marketing activities. So these are some of the tools that you can utilize. So if you are not taking advantage of even tracking your marketing activities, you are leaving so much money on the table. I cannot tell you how much it's costing you. And that's one of the things I see when I talk with businesses, is that they're like, this doesn't work, or this activity we're doing doesn't work. And as soon as I dig into some things, 9 out of 10 times they're not tracking any data, or they're not even looking at the data that they are tracking. And that's unfortunate because they are flying blind. And then you end up wasting money, which is what you don't want. So obviously the goal is to grow the business. So whether you want to sell or not, but you want to grow and be profitable. But if you were thinking about the long term, I want to sell this asset that I have right now. For you to get to that end game, you got to be as profitable as you can today. But if you're tracking all these marketing activities, you're gonna be able to make better decisions as you keep moving forward and keep tweaking and monetizing along the way. And one of the things as we were growing our business before was that I felt like I was always adjusting dials. I was always flying, and I understood this at a pretty granular level. I knew my numbers. I knew where things were coming from. So I was always adjusting dials. And you have to keep testing things. But again, that end goal is to sell your business where you want to get the most money for it, which you should. The way to get back to that level, at the granular level, is start using UTM tags and then looking at the data, because it's going to help you make some better decisions. If you are struggling to grow right now your digital business, or you're actually thinking of selling your asset, you just don't know where to go ahead and drop a comment below, or click the button somewhere on this video, or send me a DM. I can set up a time to chat, and I can see where you're at and either help you make some improvements to help you get to that spot where you can have that exit experience, or if you are ready for that exit experience, we can also chat about that, because there's still buyers out there for various assets. And as time goes on, there's going to be more and more buyers for digital assets. So try to put your business in the best position you can today so you get the most money for it.